Hey there, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And today the reading is going to cover the energy that's going to come in during the sun sign season of Gemini, which runs from May 20th to June 20th. There is an eclipse that comes in the middle of this. It's from the South Node out of Sagittarius. And so for you, that would be in your 4th house of home. So some kind of letting go opportunity happening for you. We are going to get to your channel message actually right now. So for channeling, I did... like I got a vision and then I started journaling on it. So it was more of automatic writing this time than an actual vision. But the vision I saw for you was, it was like out in the field. There was a wooden fence. It was one of those ones that has the wooden boards that go across, you know, the slats. And so it wasn't barbed wire. It was easy to step over, step through, crawl over, whatever. You can get to the other side if you want. And in the other field, there were all these yellow flowers growing, probably dandelions. Dandelions, when they mature, you know, if you make a wish, you blow on them, they really will spread their seeds and propagate. So I think dandelions are a beautiful thing. So while I was looking at this, I heard that song from the Dixie Chicks, Wide Open Spaces. So Wide Open Spaces is a song that says, you know, that you're free to make your own mistakes. You know, you need to be unchained and allowed to go and roam and explore new things and new opportunities. So there you were standing looking over the fence at the opportunities, which could be represented easily by those dandelions there, like opportunities to really propagate and take your ideas and spread them around and grow something. But it was really interesting to feel like it was kind of like you were like trying to decide what next steps are. Do I go over the fence? But I feel that you have a real opportunity here to find out who you are, to release yourself from some kind of a confinement that you're feeling. So it could be mental, it could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual. And for you, this is all happening. Gemini is in your 10th house of career. So perhaps you are looking to find a new career opportunity, and so there's a lot of opportunities out there because dandelions are all about propagating, and it's that solar plexus energy, that yellow of being confident and being able to put your ideas out there. And so it could be for that. Oh, look what your overall energy is. It's a field with all that yellow in it again. So we'll get into that, but that's the sun card. We'll get to that. I just want to finish what I wrote down here. So if you are feeling that you need a little bit of emotional cleansing or getting your chakras in alignment, for some reason that felt important while I was writing your journaling for you guys, I put Nancy is down in the description box below. I use her for Reiki, and she's very, very good at what she does and really affordable, which is nice. So, do a little dreaming. Okay, he is waking her up from sleep time. That's funny. Okay, so I wrote, do a little dreaming, but planning next steps is important. Choose a direction and just start moving. Be open to divine guidance. Be flexible. Mercury and Venus are together in Gemini this month, and so there's a lot of support. Mercury rules your sign, and Venus is about love and it's about career. And so there's a lot of supportive energy going on there to communicate, to figure out its creative energies, to figure out what are you passionate about and try to go after what you're passionate about. What are you curious about? It's about doing the research. When Mercury wants to know things, right? And Venus wants to know what you love. And so what do you need to know about what you love in order to create something in the career arena, possibly to really move things forward? So that would be a big step, just doing a little bit of research. It says pay attention to your feelings, what feels right, and to help you narrow down your ideas. So really what really lights you up inside, what makes you feel good about things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Lenormand cards. If you've never been here before, this is the past, the present, the future, thoughts, feelings, actions. This is the key to the situation, overall energy, and I will clarify. And so your overall energy, you have the sun, but what's really interesting is I'm using the Fairy Tale Lenormand deck. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm so excited that I have this. I picked it for Gemini because it tells stories. Each card is like like a story, a fairy tale story. And so this is the one where the prince is walking through the meadow and he sees this old woman laying there and she's dying and he's filled with compassion and he gives her a kiss and she transforms. He's broken the spell and suddenly there she is, the princess of his dreams, right? And so that's this energy of being compassionate with yourself, allowing the change to happen. What was old could fade away and be something bright and new and shiny. So be flexible, be willing to make these adjustments, be willing to get through that fence because you can. And yes, the key to the situation is something new. You have the child, and the child always represents something new. It is a new opportunity, a new direction, and it's in your heart space. It's a new feeling. It's a new sense of something important happening. It could be a new child. Of course, it could have. There's a lot of that going on in this energy. In the recent past, you were not feeling super lucky about something. So, in the area of books, the book is like secrets or the unknown is the luck. But see how well hidden she is? It's Thumbelina. She's taking rest. She found a safe haven, a place to rest. You are lucky. You actually landed on your feet. And you may not know that because I feel like there's been some kind of a shift with Virgo lately and a lot of changes have been going on and you're like, I don't really know. Especially because we're talking about career sector during the season of Gemini and we have all these things going on in the world. But you probably landed on your feet. You probably are safe and protected by the divine. You just may not be aware of it. And so there is a big transition that's happening. We've got the ship in the arena of the transformation of the coffin. There is the ending of one thing and moving on to something new. So definitely a big change happening here. But the sun is shining on it. And and then you will end up feeling stable. We have the anchor in the area of your thoughts in the future. It is about creating stability. It is about moving forward. It is about trying something new that you will get you to where you're going. So, in the recent past, you were wondering about what you were receiving. So, the lady is she is very open to receiving the gifts of the divine, but it's in the house of the mice. And so, you may be feeling a little unsure about, was there really a gift in here? Was there? Well, I believe the answer is yes. There's always gifts. Everything that happens, there's lessons and blessings attached to it. And the secret sauce of life is when you say, okay, well, what's the lesson here and how can I apply it? And what can I learn from this to take this and move this forward and instead of, dwelling in the negative and dwelling in the fear. It could also be that you are worried about a person in your life, okay, a woman in your life. So it could be you're worried about your partner, your parent, well, it's a woman, but it could be a neighbor, a friend, a family member. There could be something that, someone's not doing well. But there's just anxiety about it. But look at this. In your heart space, you have the heart shows up. You have the heart show up in the heart space. You have landed on your feet, whether you're aware of that yet or not. In the recent past, you've had a lot of, the obstacles are around the home. So, we're talking career, right? So all of a sudden you have to work from home and you're like, well, this is challenging. Or you have been working from home and now everybody's there and that's challenging. Or I just heard uprooting. So, okay, so that uprooting could be either you've had to move, maybe your job is asking you to move, maybe you want to move and so you have to find a new job. It doesn't have to be like that. There just feels like something around the house. Maybe it's it's just the household bills, and so I have to find a position that will help me cover the bills, or all of a sudden there's more bills, or there's something about it, or you want to do an addition to your house, but how do I pay for it? Maybe I need another job. It feels something like that. Okay, so in the house of moving things forward, you have transformation. You have the coffin, which is transformation. It is the big ending, so something new can come in. This is the big letting go of something that's been a long time in your life that, this felt kind of rooted into your situation and being willing to explore, right? He's exploring, he's heading out to new waters, he's out in the ocean, allowing the transformation to happen. And I feel like allowing yourself to feel like it's a great new opportunity and it's excitement. And so I believe your attitude is going to have an awful lot to do about where you go. So in the near future, we have the mountain. And the mountain in this is right here. We have the mountain. We have the house. So not wanting to move could be something that is kind of a blockage for, allowing for the transformation. But in this book about the mountain, it talks a lot about jealousy and managing situations, and also there's a wisdom in it, the higher perspective. But let's just take a look at what that is, and then I'm probably going to clarify it with a card out of the deck, because so the mountain says blockages, troubles, a nemesis or some obstacles. A Native American tale. This man whose name I cannot say, Coma something or the other, had two wives. One said to be beautiful, while the other was kind. As time went on, the beautiful wife became jealous of the kind wife, and this caused many problems. The jealous one threatened to leave, but Kuma did not try to stop her. So, grieving because her husband didn't seem to want her, this pretty woman became the mountain known as Mount Rainier. This mountain blocked the way so that the kindly wife could not travel home to see her ailing mother. So Kuma had to deal with the obstruction. Okay, this is about how, so the action step is going to be dealing with the obstruction. It's about dealing with the obstruction. Okay, so there's an obstruction, something about the house. So either you don't want to move, or working from home is an obstruction, or there's something. So for instance, say your job is road construction. You can't work from home for that. I think though most road construction is open, but maybe you work in a restaurant and you can't exactly go get another job working in a restaurant if they haven't opened up the restaurants yet. So there's some way that you're going to be removing that obstacle from the future, because every card is so positive that it's going to take you using your wits. When the fox shows up with an obstacle, fox always wins. You think about that fox and how he very cleverly gets the crow to give him the food, or how he gets somebody to transport him across the river, or he's always clever, he's always smart, he's always coming out on top. And so I believe it's going to take a lot of your using your wits. So do the research, being flexible, thinking on your feet, to overcome the obstacle, whatever it is. It seems pretty big. But here's what's nice about it is in your heart you look good. In your thoughts you're feeling stable. Well, you're thinking about stability. So, but in your heart you look good. Okay, so you have two things that came out for you. In the area of thoughts, you have use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. That is the fox. Using your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. The fox is very, very intelligent. And then you have the white turkey. The power to heal the earth is within you. Well, you are an earth sign. And so, and the earth signs represent the stability. And so I feel like something, you got a little rattled. Like you had your own personal little earthquake in your life of some sort. It could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be spiritual. Whatever it was, you had a little earthquake. Something really kind of shook you up, but you have the power to heal. And I really want to recommend that you stay as connected as possible to Mother Earth. So, walking barefoot, spending time out in nature, making an effort to get out there. Saltwater baths also is a great way to ground and helps to connect you. So in the heart space, you have honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. So maybe you've got to make some changes, or some changes have happened and you're worried about telling the significant other in your life that there's something new going on, there's something different, wow, this feels really, this card makes me feel very weighted down in the heart space. But look, if you talk, if you speak, then we have the love that comes out. So communication, Mercury is about communication. Communicating from the heart, we've got Venus there. So speaking to the people that you care about and being really honest about whatever the situation is, and then working together to cleverly figure out how to overcome the mountain instead of working at cross purposes, you know, picking one thing over the other, instead working together as a unit. For those of you that are partnered. So, you have my light illuminates the world and I savor the wonders of the world. Embarking on a new adventure. There's a big shift. There's a big change. There's something new and different that you're doing here. Maybe that you've never done before. If you are worried, if you have some concerns, if you have some doubts, speaking to the people in your life that are important to you about what's going on seems really important. In this picture, you can see he's hiding behind the mask. So it doesn't have to be your significant other. It could be that you have to talk to your parents, or you have to talk to your best friend, or you know, maybe you just met somebody and you started dating, but now you have to move across the country, or something is going on here. And this revealing radiance, this is about when you connect, when you take this new adventure, when you do this. I mean, a pearl. It's a pearl. There's a beautiful treasure to be found on the other side of this. But it feels like that you're just a little worried about having the conversations. But I think that when you do, you're going to feel very connected in the heart space. You have something new going on. It's very interesting. Big transformation here. Okay, so let's get you a card here. These are from the Soul Truth, and it is an esoteric question to kind of be focused on, or to be focused on this month to help you on this journey. And so you have, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Okay. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Are you willing to take the mask off and talk to the people in your life about something? You know what? Oh gosh. If you did something, or you just lost your job and it may be no fault of yours or whatever, if you've done something and it's making you feel less than, what's relieving yourself of that burden, because that's only your perception. It's not the reality unless you allow it to become the reality. So the feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that's ready to be healed? So just taking the mask off and talking to the people that you care about. Maybe you got into a fight, or maybe you did something and it's causing a rift in your relationship, and you really just need to come clean in order to move things forward, right? To recreate the stability in your life. For some of you, there was an indiscretion that needs to be, it looks like there's, because there could be some jealousy once you reveal the truth, yes, and you'll be like, I knew I shouldn't have said anything. But honestly, if you allow that to continue to fester and grow, your relationship is going to be in trouble anyway. So, also, what else could this mean? There are always multiple ways of looking at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and our limiting beliefs. So let's talk about a career again. Say there's been some kind of a shift or a change in your career situation, and you're like devastated, because now I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to pay my bills. I don't know. Is there another way of looking at it? And another way of looking at it would be the gift of, well, I can now explore a way of making, supporting myself financially that is more in alignment with what I really love. Or I learned so much from that, and I could take that experience and I can go somewhere else. I'll probably make more money, have better benefits, or whatever the big concern is. So taking the opportunity to look at the situation and seek the gift in it. Seeking the gift is really important. So what else could this mean? Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. When you look at the situation today by stepping outside of the triggers and ask, what else could this mean? Is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this moment, or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from another perspective. If it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? For me. Life doesn't happen to us. It provides us with opportunities. It actually happens for us. the trick is being able to find the gift in what seems like a really horrible situation sometimes. So when you can learn to do that, when you master that, then you get into flow. And so a really good couple of mantras for you this month might be, of course, I am abundance, I am prosperity, but I am in flow with the universe. I flow with ease and synchronicity. I flow with ease and synchronicity. Things are a lot easier if you allow the universe to bring them to you. Instead of worrying about what you've lost, start thinking about where you're going. Start looking to the future and going, okay, but what's new and what's next, right? You're embarking on a new adventure. These are both cards of embarking on a new adventure. So it could be really exciting if you allow that to happen for yourself. All right? Good luck with all that. You take care. I'd love to know what's going on. Leave me a comment, and I will see you back here next week, and we'll talk about the next 2 weeks and what's going on with astrology. We actually have a couple of eclipses coming up in that one, so I will see you then. And until then, look for the gift. Look for the pearl. What is being revealed? What is the pearl that is being revealed? That's what you go for, okay? All right, you take care.